Yo, what is going on, everyone in crypto space? Thank you guys for tuning in the channel today. Really do appreciate it. Now, I am uploading a lot later than usual. Got caught in the middle of some errands, but now I'm back, and I got a really good video I want to bring for you guys today. And I think this is something that could really spark a domino effect in the adoption of the xRapid ecosystem. I'm going to give you the reasons why right now. So this is mostly based around today's main news of Western Union confirming Ripple trials. And keep in mind that Western Union is a confirmed xRapid partner. They have tested xRapid in the past, and I'm pretty sure what they're testing right now is the exact same thing. Because if you guys remember, there was some serious FUD back then, a couple months ago, where the Western Union CEO said something along the lines of, oh, we don't see the benefit with xRapid, but then we find out later that they only ran 10 low value transactions, and then we realized, okay, well, that's why they're not seeing any benefits, is because they didn't test this at scale. They only did 10 individual transactions, so they probably only saw savings of like 15-20 bucks, but not realizing that if they were to test this at scale, they could be saving along the lines of anywhere from 40 to 80%, depending on that current liquidity available in that quarter. So now, on February 9th, so just a few days ago, the general manager at Western Union, Molly Shea, she wanted to do a podcast called, I believe, Analyze Asia, that's how it's pronounced, where she actually stated that they are currently trialing some settlement tests with Ripple in certain corridors. I think US dollar and the Mexican peso. And what's really important to note here is that how it's settlement tests. Because xCurrent doesn't change the way it's settled. It just sort of builds on top of the current settlement system. So that's a real key word there for me, honestly, is when they say they're trialing some settlement tests with Ripple in certain corridors. That is honestly telling me right off the bat xRapid, because that is what actually changes the way the bank settles the actual transaction. xCurrent, again, builds on top of the current fiat-to-fiat relationships and adds just bidirectional messaging, and it saves them a little bit of money, but it doesn't change the core value of the actual settlement itself on xCurrent. So that's kind of one indication right there that already indicates me that it's xRapid. And they also say in certain corridors. And she says she's pretty sure that it is the US to Mexico corridor. And it just so happens that we have xRapid liquidity providers in the US and xRapid providers in Mexico. And also, she did say that they are doing it in certain corridors, not just one corridor, not just US to Mexico. There are other corridors being tested. And if she was able to state some of those other corridors, we could even make it more of a reality that they are actually testing xRapid, which leverages XRP. Because if they're also testing something like US to Philippines or Mexico to UK, then we would definitely know that something's up there with XRP. But honestly, with the information that we've been provided today, I am pretty positive that Western Union is actually trialing xRapid, because again, they're trialing settlement tests, which is changing the way they actually perform settlement on the back end in the US to Mexico corridor, which just happens to be an xRapid, a confirmed xRapid corridor. So also, one thing I do want to bring up is that, again, Western Union is a confirmed xRapid partner. There's no doubt about it. They did confirm. If you listen to this right here, Western Union, American financial service giant, reports that they have partnered with Ripple Labs. Accordingly, they are testing xRapid. It was confirmed information that they were testing xRapid, and I believe they are testing it again, because in that first test, they did not see any of the benefits because they had a very, very low value transaction test. They weren't able to see the actual benefits firsthand. But now they're apparently, what it sounds like is that they're running these trials again, but I'm assuming since they're running at multiple quarters, they're actually running this at scale so they can see firsthand how much money they can really save with this technology. And one thing I want you guys to keep in mind, guys, is one of Western Union's biggest competitors, MoneyGram, is also an xRapid partner, but we haven't gotten any updates on what they are really up to. But now, this article is very, very interesting. It came out just 16 hours ago. And there's this one paragraph that is very, very interesting. Listen to this. So basically, the article is talking about how essentially MoneyGram is like losing revenue. So this is a perfect scenario where xRapid could come in and save them some money on the back end to, keep the shareholders happy. So these two paragraphs right here, I'm going to read these because these are very important in my opinion, how it relates to MoneyGram and Western Union staying competitive in the payment space so they can stay relevant. Now it says, still international activity, excluding the US, showed that online transaction growth was up 25% year on year, as has been reported. MoneyGram said that operational efficiencies through digital and compliance efforts will save roughly $55 million in annual expenses. Through digital efforts. will save roughly 55 million annualized expense. And I'm not saying xRapid's going to save them 55 million, but there definitely could be a possibility here if they're leveraging some aspect of the RippleNet. But again, they are an xRapid partner. If they are leveraging xRapid in specific corridors, you never know, they could see those kinds of savings depending on you know, the amount of volume going through that quarter. Now, I wouldn't think, you know, all of this would be saved by them leveraging Ripple, but I definitely think a good portion of this 55 million, let's say like anywhere from 5 to 10 million, would be just alone from leveraging a new settlement mechanism. And listen to this. Holmes said that in 2019, the company will focus on new capabilities to return to growth because they're not really seeing much growth. I believe it was saying something like they were projected to hit $360 million in profit in 2018. They only hit like 305. So they're really trying to, you know, show their investors that, hey, like we're still a relevant company. We're gonna continue to grow. So it says it will focus on new capabilities to return to growth. And leveraging xRapid, imagine providing your clients a cheaper consumer-facing cost while you're cutting costs on the back end at the same time they're getting instant settlement. That is one heck of a way to end up growing your business. So, and then it says, and that technology-driven focused initiatives, including moving to the cloud, the firm has already said it's becoming fully API-driven, and upgrading POS systems. He said the new MoneyGram transfer app rivals that of any fintech firm and has seen a 5-fold increase in users since launch. Now, I downloaded the MoneyGram transfer app just to see if it said anything about settlement times, and like unless you actually like try to send money, it's not going to give you any information on settlement. So I wasn't able to get any of that. I'm curious if that app does leverage xRapid for the xRapid enabled corridors, because again, they have been an xRapid partner for about a year now. Now listen to this. Added functionality includes the ability to track money transfers, transaction growth for new countries entered in recent months, and stands at 54%. In addition, management stated on the call, loyalty programs have shown traction where customers transact 20% more often than non-members. Now the real key here is Holmes said that 2019 will be the year of the consumer because they are taking a hit in revenue. They kind of need to regroup things and make this more of a customer-centric business. That's how you attract growth. And pointed to functionality that includes text and email notifications and promotions, notification on 69 countries, and MoneyGram is targeting an additional 100 in the current year. So now it's very clear now that 2019, they want to make this the year of the consumer. They want to take care of the consumer, baby them, provide them the most benefits. And what would consumers love more than 70% cheaper transactions and instant settlement? So if he really wants to stick to his word about year of the consumer, they will deploy xRapid to where the liquidity is actually there and able to actually launch xRapid in that corridor. So guys, really MoneyGram here, the whole point I'm making, the reason why I showed you guys this article is because MoneyGram and Western Union, I believe they are just each other's biggest competitor. And honestly, the fact that they are both testing xRapid, I don't find that as coincidence. Because it was MoneyGram first. MoneyGram started testing it first, and I feel like Western Union wanted to test it just because of the fact that MoneyGram was doing it. And honestly, one thing I really think is going to be a catalyst for xRapid adoption is actually going to be just the simple nature of competitive business. Because if one of them decides not to use it, they could easily cut their costs and launch a marketing campaign about it and boast how much better they are than the other actual institutions. So guys, Western Union is confirmed now. It's not 100% confirmed they are testing XRP, but by the actual language that we've heard from Western Union General Manager Molly Shea, this really screams XRP to me, and the fact that they're an ex-current partner. I know it's not 100% confirmed information that this specific trial is xRapid, but I mean, if you piece together, connect some really easy dots, they're an xRapid partner. They used to test xRapid. Now it seems like they're testing. Now they're testing settlement. They're actually testing new settlement in the U.S.-Mexico corridor, which just so happens to be xRapid enabled. So honestly, guys, I really feel like Western Union is actually testing XRP, and with MoneyGram and their whole thing about being the year of consumer, if Western Union was to launch, MoneyGram would have no choice but to do the same exact thing to stay competitive and not get eaten up by Western Union. Now, one thing I do want to state, guys, Western Union is a massive institution. I really want you to understand this, because when you have giants in any sort of industry, they play the role model for the rest of the SMEs in that industry. And guys, there are thousands upon thousands of different financial institutions and money transfer companies, and if like the biggest one of them all, Western Union, with 500,000 agent locations in 200 countries around the world, if one of these freaking payment giants, Western Union, comes out all of a sudden out of the press and says we are currently leveraging XRP, it's faster, it's cheaper, It's saving us money. Our consumers more happy with it. They enjoy instant settlement, guys. Because here's the thing. Now, a lot of people will ask, well, hey, why? Because of Euro X and Bank and SendFriend and like CIMB. It's like, well, how come with all them using xRapid, why isn't the price going up? Here's the thing. These banks like Euro X and Bank and SendFriend, they are really, really small institutions in the grand scheme of things. Now, don't get me wrong. It's great that they're leveraging the technology, and they're most likely going to experience growth by leveraging it in the early stages of their business. That's no doubt. It is good news. But nothing is more price shaking than a household name coming out and confirming that what they're doing with XRP is saving them a lot of money, and they love it. And what do you think the rest of the payment industry is going to do if the biggest dog of them all, Western Union, starts leveraging this technology and cutting everyone's cost? They're literally going to have no choice but to start leveraging it to stay relevant and competitive. And that's where I believe MoneyGram is probably going to do the exact same thing. They are kind of neck and neck with Western Union in terms of locations and size. I mean, this is some serious competitiveness here that can actually be a catalyst for adoption. And again, if the biggest one of them all sets a role model of, wow, we're using xRP, we're saving like 70-80% on the back end, we're getting instant settlement, consumers are loving it that they don't have to wait days for their family member or friend in another country to receive their funds. And guys, if the biggest household name of them all starts leveraging it, I mean, man, in my opinion, that's some price moving news right there, to have one of the biggest financial payment institutions in the world stepping in and completely boasting about how they're saving so much money with XRP. And that would absolutely spark a domino effect among all the other payments industries. So guys, honestly, if we ever see press of Western Union now using XRP, man, I think that's going to be one hell of a catalyst for price movement, in my opinion, as well as adoption. Because here's what I got to say. Now you might think like, hey, well, isn't them being an xRapid partner and Western Union and MoneyGram being an xRapid partner, is that like enough? But here, that's the thing, because saying we are going to use XRP and we're trialing XRP is not as powerful as we are now using XRP. It doesn't matter what big name institution says we're going to use it. It really doesn't matter. Saying we are going to use it, it's not very as enticing to the market as, hey, we're using it now, we love it, we're saving so much money, we are so glad we chose this technology. Because that, guys, if we ever, I mean, I think we might get it this year, if we ever get Western Union or MoneyGram or Amazon, Bank of America, just some big household name, gigantic institution coming out and publicly stating how much they love leveraging XRP for transfers, that is going to spark the ultimate domino effect, and I believe it's going to happen this year. Now, next thing I want to get into really quick. We've been here on the streams and on the channel, we've been so focused on the big daily chart symmetrical triangle, but there actually is a symmetrical triangle, or I think you might want to call it a bullish pennant, not 100% what the specific term for it is, but it's where the highs are getting lower and lows are getting higher, and then we have this kind of we kind of meet in this convergence where it's going to have to go either one way or another. I was seeing in the stream today by a couple other people. I would give them credit, but I can't remember. There's so many people in the chat. I can't keep track of who gave me what info, but again, credit to them. But they're saying, Alex, you got to remember, on the 4-hour chart, there's a small symmetrical triangle that could end up leading in a breakout. And Daily Hodl, Crypto News Media website, they were saying that potentially this could actually happen. It could break out on Valentine's Day. It's just some speculation now. But this pennant / triangle, whatever you want to call it, does end on February 22nd, later this month. So potentially, guys, we're going to have to either break down or break up from this. And again, that bigger symmetrical triangle I was talking about, we still have like till the middle of March until that's going to be reached. But man, every single 4 hours, we're going to get closer and closer to where if we end up breaking this trend line, which I believe dates back to earlier price action, we could seriously see, not maybe, a crazy bull run or nothing, but I think we could decently see maybe a move to like 30 or 40, 50 cents maybe based off this little bullish pennant or triangle, whatever you want to call it. So thank you guys for tuning the video today. Really do appreciate it. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, check links in the description if you want to support the channel. Get yourself a Nano S, keep that cryptocurrency nice and safe, and make sure to turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video or stream. And as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Always do appreciate your insight, and I'll see you guys in the next one.